TikTok, the countdown to Albina's successor is over, because we do have a new representative for Croatia at Eurovision. I see it, Gabe. Shut up. But we need to talk about it. You said nothing. That is sign language. I know how I speak annoying. Okay, so, and as you can see, Mia Dimšić, she won Dora 22 and will represent Croatia at the Song Contest 22. Again, we're going to be in Turin. The name of the song, Guilty Pleasure. And it was a pretty big lineup that was in the running. 14 acts to be specific. It was a long night. The show was hosted by Dusko Kulic. I shouldn't be pronouncing these names. Elizabeta Brodic. And then the 2018 representative Franca. And half of the votes were given by juries, and then half of the results determined by the viewers at home. And then in the event of a tie, the public vote will take precedence. So Albina opened the show, by the way, and she had a new remix of her TikTok version. And but ultimately, the points came in after the performances. The regional jury gave their votes, and from all over the place. And there were actually quite diverse in many. Well, there's some songs I ignored, but ultimately, Guilty Pleasure won the jury vote, 91 points, and then the song "Forgive Me" received 81 points, 10 points behind. But then the televote came in, and that one kind of sealed the deal, I guess, for Mia, earning 166 points from the viewers, a significant number, and then she was crowned the winner of Dora 22. And again, that's the song for Croatia in Turin. And we got to talk this through as well. Gabe, your thoughts?
I find the song a bit underwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, like, it's
the suspense is killing me.
It picks up in the last minute. Well, you know, I like to keep everyone on edge. I like to, you know, keep you in terror, not knowing what awful thing I'm about to say. But yes, I found it a little. It dragged a little for me. It picked up towards the end. Last 45 seconds felt a lot stronger, but until then, it just really didn't grab me. I think it's going to get lost, which is a shame because she's a good singer. But it just doesn't tick enough boxes, I'm afraid, which is a shame. It's not a bad song. There's nothing wrong with it, but it just doesn't reach that next level that you need to reach to do well in this contest, I feel personally.
Yeah. There are different layers and thoughts that I have about this one. My concern initially... So I did my original reaction video, and Dora this year to me was a decent run, but it wasn't like the best lineup they've had. So when I did my original ranking, I think I put Guilty Pleasure either in 4th or 5th place overall. So I see some... I liked it, right? But I know this is not probably the song that they want to send to Eurovision, because I thought it's a little bit too radio-friendly. And I'm, again, picking on Germany right now, because Germany picks always these radio-friendly songs, which are nice to listen to on the radio, but will not leave an impact when it comes to a competitive environment. And I'm a little bit worried about this song as well. To be fair, though, I don't want to just say because it's radio-friendly, it's not a good song, because I do find a decent amount of redeeming qualities as well, because it has a little bit... I don't want to compare it to Denmark, but it could be the kind of song that often people overlook, and then it is that sweet moment of, you know, I can't take a breath with all the craziness that Eurovision, the big, loud, dramatic ballads, or the loud, energetic songs. It's just a sweet song down the line of Love Us Forever Denmark. I'm not comparing the style of the songs. They're different, but it could have that moment like, oh, that was sweet. I really like that one. I want this one to go through. I could see value in that, actually. So I'm not completely disregarding or counting out Croatia just yet. At the same time, I agree with everything you said as well. It could be a little underwhelming and be the one that's more like, it's sweet, it's nice, but it's not one people will remember at the end. And somebody finally stopped my headaches, because I've been sitting there yesterday all evening. I'm like, this song, I know this one. I've heard it before. It's Willow from Taylor Swift. There's certain similarities that just kind of got stuck in my head. And that's the one. So thank you, Matt, for fixing me. Matt always finding a chance to diss Germany. I'm mad as hell. So I'm allowed to diss them right now. Because I've been actually, to be fair, only this year, because I was very supportive of Germany last year. Not that it helped, apparently, but that's a different story. So I'm not just picking on Germany just this year. But it is not a bad song, and I'm not completely counting out Croatia yet. So I want to be reasonable here as well. Is there another song that you really liked?
So there are a few, but what I found in this national final, they really went all out to tick off all of the stereotypes and tropes about Eurovision. So we had a traditional Balkan ballad, which was Malo Kasnier. We had My Next Mistake, which sounded exactly like Set Me Free by Eden Alen. Like basically the same song. You had the typical, girl with guitar sings about how she doesn't like war. No one likes war. It's not original. Get a new idea.
Yeah.
And then you had the random old lady who everyone knows doesn't have a snowball's chance in hell of winning, but is having loads of fun. So we had all these different tropes, which are all ticked off. And then there was the song I actually liked, which was Forgive Me by Mia Negovatic. I thought that was really good. Really dramatic ballad. It's sort of... I am a simple man, and that appealed to my simple tastes.
Yeah. I actually loved War. No War. I loved War. There's
a clip. War.
There is the clip for out of context videos. No War, it's what it's called. I understand right now in particular, it's like an awkward and uncomfortable topic anyways, but the song, I was absolutely fascinated. I think I put it initially in my third place or something like that. I don't remember. I really, really liked that one actually, just because it was so like, what is this? And yes, it may have been a little too heavy for Eurovision, but I just really, really had an appreciation for it. Forgive Me, I was actually liked it really in the studio version. Live, it just lost a little bit of steam for me. But I still think it was one of the better songs. So honestly, I didn't have like a strong opinion when it comes to Dora and the lineup. So I don't think that they made a terrible decision. And I will say, initially I was kind of like, oh, I'm underwhelmed by this. But then I listened to it again. I'm like, it does put a little bit of a smile on my face. And again, it could go either way. I'm not counting out Croatia completely. I think people are a little bit too harsh when it comes to their chances. And plus, as of right now, things can change. But they are in the first semi, which as of right now, to me, is less strong, I guess. All this, it has a lot more chances looking at some of the options there. So I know that Croatia hasn't had the best run, so I am still completely out of the equation yet. Potential qualification, maybe I'm telling you, could we have a lovers forever kind of effect? I'm still kind of happy on my radar, Croatia.
I hate that. Sorry, you mentioned it again. I have to do this now. I hate that song.
I know. I remember that you hated it. But the point is, people often like that kind of music, right? Because it is that sweet, like, and it could be the song of the year, Croatia. So I'm just saying, I am waiting for, the full lineup, where it's going to be in the running order, and just the feel when you watch the rehearsals. It often can make a difference. So that's all I'm saying. Any questions about Croatia or thoughts in the chat at ESC United so we can answer them. Connor is saying Moli za nas would have put Croatia in the top 10. I forgot which one that was. Maybe that's not a good sign. Which one was that? Do you remember? That was the one that came second in the televote. Yes.
Yeah, that's what.
You bored already? All right.
No. Seriously. I've been working all day. I while listening to the songs all through the day.
Yeah, that sounds like a you problem. So
yeah, I have a lot of problems, and you are several of them. No, I'm still thinking about how much I dislike Love Is Forever. It's the pointless use of, it's the random burst of French. Gratuitous French is one of my least favorite Eurovision tropes. Either sing in French or don't.
She sang in German too.
Yeah, and that was also annoying. Also,
that was the thing that bothered you the most?
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of things bother me. I am an incredibly intolerant and shallow person, but that really bothered me. And also, Liebe ist für alle da is also an album by Rammstein, which is much better.
Oh, really? But
Yeah.
just remember, as Green Oscar said, you may have the song about love is forever, and everyone. Anyways, back to Croatia. Go ahead. I forgot my train of thought, right?
It
Do you
was
remember
Molly
what you were
Sanas. We were talking about Molly Sanas.
Yeah.
So Molly Sanas, I don't think it would have come top 10, I'm afraid. I wasn't hugely optimistic about any of the songs, really. I think it would have a shot at the final, but I couldn't see it getting much further than that. I just think that the format, the kind of... I think the kind of songs and the kind of quality that's being attracted to Dora is perhaps a little indicative of how they're selecting it or what connections they have in the music industry. I think they could bring a little more than they are at the moment.
Yeah,
but maybe that's just me.
Yeah, no, I mean, no, it's not just you. I don't think Molinas, it wasn't for me either. I just didn't click with it. I thought it was arrangement-wise and melodically just a little underwhelming. It went right past me, and that's why I had to look up again the list to remember what song that was, and that is not a good sign. Some people liked it, some people, but I actually think Guilty Pleasure to me is a better option because at least it has a sweet melody. But again, that's where it comes down to personal taste. And do you have, just out of curiosity, I'm just a curveball here, do you have a favorite Croatian song, Gabe, at Eurovision?
I mean,
I'll go first, and if you don't know, I'll give you a second.
Yeah, you go first. I have a couple of ideas.
Okay, well, mine is there's no competition, and I don't think there will ever be a competition. I don't know the words because I don't speak Croatian, but it's Croatia 1998. Daniela, that song is my favorite of that year, one of my all-time favorites. And if they were to send something down there, I guess we're not in 1998 anymore, so you have to kind of reinvent it. But just in the spirit of that song, I would always love you, Croatia. But go ahead.
Lako je sve. I loved that song.
What year was that?
2010, Feminem.
Oh, Lako, yes.
I remember because it was, I loved that song. It was such like a power ballad. And I was so disappointed it did badly. They deserved better. Europe let them down. And
I agree. It was a qualifier. I wasn't crazy about the stage. It seemed very uptight and disconnected to the song. But the song itself, I thought, was fantastic. So absolutely agree with what you're saying. This should have gone through. And
justice for Feminem.
Justice for Feminem, I know. Oh, man, 12 years later. But anyway, so yeah, that is Croatia. And they made the decision because that's how national finals work.